Hey guys, so what do you do when you have a slow day? What do I do? A few things. So I had like 5 yards today. Got them all done before 12, which is insane to think about. Just for me, because I'm really slow in particular about things. So what I do, one of the big things I do is clean up all my equipment. Every chance I get, I want to keep everything clean, looking good, greased up, maintained, just everything that it needs to be done if I've got that extra time. But also, I went by the accountant's office, had some corrections made, got some quotes for some top secret advertising things that I want to do. I don't want to share it on the channel yet because it's pretty exciting, but yeah, just little bitty things like that. And then of course you have like a life, hopefully. You know, I'm in, as most of you should know by now, I'm in college part-time, so I've got like 2 tests, 2 exams tomorrow, and then finals in a couple weeks, and then it's summer and everything's full on. So all those little things, but right now I'm going to clean up the mower and let's take a look at it. Alright, so here she is, the Ferris Z2. Love it to death. Alright, so this is about as dirty as I let it get. This is after a muddy, rainy day. You can see all the crap on here. That's about as bad as I let it get. What do I do to clean up my equipment, keep it looking good? Well, a couple things. Main thing I do is I'm going to use a degreaser, so I've got Purple Power. Works really well. I don't spray it straight on just because it is a very harsh chemical, and I get it. It's a lawnmower. It's not like a car. It's not a Ferrari. It's the Ferrari of lawnmowers, Ferris. But you know, I'm very particular about keeping it maintained, but I'm not like, I'm definitely more insane than most people, but I'm not so particular that it's like the end of the world if I do a little misstep. So like all the little micro scratches and stuff, not really that worried about it. I'm going to work on that with the truck though, getting it all polished out here in the next few months when the pollen stops. But anyway, let's go through this, shoot a little bit, and see how it turns out. Alright, so before I forget, one thing I think people always forget about or don't think about: take your deck when you're cleaning and put it all the way down. Now what that does is it opens up this area. Let's see if I can get it better. And you can get in there. You can see there's all this stuff right here. Causes friction, and over time it'll build up and cause some wear. Mine's obviously clean, but before I actually thought about this, it would have been thick, completely covered. So always lower your deck as low as it'll go, and then you get access to all that in there. So if you want to get into tighter spaces like that, or right under here, actually let's go over here where there's light. So you want to get into these super tight spaces. See how clean that is? Wheel brush gets right in there, no problem. Get behind there. So I always go over these tight little areas first. Once I spray it down, between all this stuff, get in there, get in there, get all the way back here, all the way under here. So wheel brush to get on those tight places, and then I rinse it down, and then the next part is your tires. For the tires, they always get caked on with grass. So for the tires, I always use stiff brush, spritz it down with the with the cleaner, give it a scrub. I always like to get in these grooves here because it gets built up really bad, but just give it a scrub, let it sit for a while. And I'm kind of OCD, so I'll scrub it a few times. I also scrub the foot platform with this because it gets really caked up when you're standing there mashing the grass in there. I'll also do the rubber flap to get all that off, get it looking good. And I will do that and come right back. Alright, so the tires are clean. All the tight spaces are clean. There's the tire, looking really good. Bottom of that guy's looking really good. Let's get a shot of that. Now, we've got all these caked on, let's see, let me get out of the way of the light. All these caked on areas. The grass is just thick. Right, really good place for it to cake on is right here in the front. So mine's not that bad because I always clean it, but and then right here in the wheels, the rims, if you will, need to be scrubbed off. So how do you make light work of those caked on spaces? Well, well, the secret is, boom, magic erasers. So these things are literally the best for cleaning off anything that's caked up. So let's take a look at this. Okay, so I'm going to try to do this with the camera in one hand, but so you got this little space. Degreaser's done a decent amount of the work, so it's not too bad, like I said. I'll take the degreaser, spray it on, take the magic eraser, and look at that. I mean, it's complete night and day from the top to the side, and it's just like I'm putting zero pressure on that, and it's just wipes it away. And that's pretty crazy. You know, obviously you got the little nicks in the paint, but can't do much about that. And when it cakes on, it will lose its grip. So take your hose, pressure, rinse it out, and it'll go right back, picking that stuff up. And it's just crazy how literally magical these things are. Alright, so that's that, and one thing, the biggest thing I can note is that if you're going to use a industrial strength degreaser to clean your mower, always make sure that you re-grease all of your fittings, because a degreaser will degrease, remove the grease from your mower. So always use your degreaser or your grease after you clean your mower, even if you're using like a Dawn dish soap or something, because your Dawn dish soaps, they have emulsifiers in them. It's what collects the fat and the stuff off of your plate, carries them away, encapsulates it. And grease is really along that same family of chemicals, right? It's an oily, fat-based substance that lubricates those important parts of your mower. So always after you clean your mower, re-grease the fittings. Easy enough. See ya.